kuntum khayra umatin ukrijat lil nas, from Karaja. It's exit to go out of. They used to call a group of people Khawarij because they were so Islamic, they exited Islam. They had big knots on their head from praying. They were so Sunnified, they was just beyond any Sunnah. They just like, kind of like, I ain't going to mention their name. We have them by the millions now. Right. Look at the people the people was looking at us the other day like we had 2 or 3 heads. Yeah, they did. Yeah, and the Negroes, hey, you know, but you got to remember though, in the last few years, nobody has heard this type of stuff. Now they're hearing it again. This is going to be a big deal. And there's a whole crew that didn't hear it. This is 10,000 people out there at whatever that place we was. These places have exploded. Other people come around, they know you're going to be somewhere. Our friend from out in, what's the name? We may go to his joint, in fact, out that way. Okay. Persevere, patience, kind of. Wondrous is the case of a believer. There's good for him in everything, and that's good for him alone. If he experiences something agreeable, he's grateful to Allah, and that's good for him. If he experiences adversity, he is steadfast, and that is good for him. That is one of the best hadith in Sahih Muslim. Wondrous is the case of the believer. Everything happened to him is good. Now that's a mouthful. So if he gets all the stuff he likes, he's grateful, thankful, appreciative, and he ain't sitting there talking about, yeah, I'm a bad nigga, I'm a smart nigga, I did it, yeah, that's why I got that, cause I'm cool. You know, that's all it is. That niggas ain't cool. They ain't them old slow niggas that they ain't cool like me. Right? That's the way people think when they start getting over. I was shocked years ago when we started getting over. One of the main subjects, and I used to go out at night, we'd be out night blowing, whatever we'd be blowing, and the Negroes would be talking big talk when they having a little money. And the most thing they talked about was everybody else, them poor niggas. You know, I said, man. I was looking at them saying, if these guys would have been born in a different environment, I use a term in my mind, captains of industry. Because they were sharp. They was tough. They don't stay that long. After you box with boss man, about 5th or 6th round, you go turn into a drunk, you know, whatever, you know. But that's the way they got it. They didn't think like they were sharp. And I use a term, these guys would have been, in another life, they would have been captains of industry, you know. Okay, so as we move along, wondrous is the case of a believer, and it's good for him alone. Everything that personality experiences is good. If good happened to him, he's agreeable, grateful, thankful, and appreciative. If he experiences adversity, something that challenges you and makes you grow and expand, he has stickability, steadfast, and that's good for him. And that's for a believer only, that anything happens, okay, we accept that hadith 100%, and we know it's, with human certainty it's real. Now, as a group of people, we wish to be gracious to those who are being depressed in the land and to make them leaders in faith, to make them heirs, or to establish a firm place for them in the land, and to show Pharaoh, Haman, and his host at their hands the very things against which they were taking precautions. If you look at the world today, let's deal with this boss man. Everything that boss man was taking precautions against is happening to him. There's nothing he can do about it. And it's bad. I know it's bad for him. It's not bad, it's just normal. If you turn on the TV, every other commercial is a white man or a black man and a white woman and mixed children, right? Go back 10 years ago. No, go back 20 years ago. Go back 50. Don't go back no farther than that. They not only would reckless eyeballs. Anybody ever heard of that? Reckless eyeballs. Do you know they string you up for looking at a white woman? Just looking at a stringy-haired Euro. String you up.
It almost seems like most of the incidences were based on that.
Literally every one of them, because no nigga is going to walk up to the white boss man, I don't like what you talking about. And so, well, hang you. Almost everything. And if the white girl likes you and she's in hot water, the nigga gotta go. The nigga gotta go. That's the way it go. Hey. And anyway, they're gonna make life so miserable. So let's look at it like it is. Let's look at it like right now, like it kind of is. You see the first effects in England, like they're having the problems with the young boys. The young girls now got a good focus on what they should do, what they should do. They feel fine. But the young boys, there and in America, they don't know what to do. Their job, because in those days, the white man was the hero. The white woman would slip and fall. He'd pick her up. Or if it was Tarzan jump in the water and cut that alligator, throw him all out, whooping his head all out, right? And there's Jane in the water, a white woman. And he ain't going for that. Okay. Now the Negro, he walking along the high mountain, what happened? In every movie, the nigga fall off and fall in the water and get ate by the alligator. And not the white man. He got it. Says, now the white man, I can understand it because, see, the white man, I guess he dropped out of an airplane or something years ago and fell in the jungle. Now the Negro has been there since Lucy's time. That's 3 million years ago. They can't talk to animals. But here's a white boy. He just running around, a little diaper on. And he can talk to animals. Huh?
Raised by monkeys.
And he talks that language. He can talk to monkeys, gorillas, anything out there. He knows their language thoroughly. That right. Here comes the lion running. Right? Okay, the Negro has been there since Lucy's time, probably before that. But Lucy's is 3 million years ago. And then Goro crater, whatever that was, they found stuff. So the brother didn't have it going for him, but the Euro did. So he had this hero thing going. Along came Jones, slow walking Jones. You know, the lady on the railroad track getting tied up. But you know them Saturday day, everything like that. He gonna come save her. Now, the white woman don't want to be saved by him, and don't even like. What are you? That's niggas that run. See, this thing about you. You might smile for about 2 weeks, but you'll stop liking me now. The nigga, he's gonna like me from now on. There's a 93% chance that nigga is gonna be with me Cause whatever, right? That's the way it is, right? I mean, they already know. Everybody knows that, right? So boss man, all he ought to do is do like some of them is doing. Well, I'll get a colored girl or something like that. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Of course, years ago we didn't like that, but the future human beings in the United States, later on all over the world, gonna be like what the white man say, mongrels. You ever see the pictures of the slaves? Them niggas was black. You see anybody like that around here? Not that. We brown. Even I'm brown. Dark brown. I'm not black. That's not black. This is black, right? All this is black. This is black. BLACK, black. Brown. Light brown. Dark brown. Right? And I don't care who you see. Jennifer Lopez with Puff Duty, or it don't make no difference, right? Everybody got to try, right? I mean, it's just why? Who's gonna? They just do that. That's what they do, right? And they make it all right. There's one movie that I like, because I don't like this new stuff they make. But there's a movie I like that's called Mountain Between Us or something like Between Them. You know, with the Titanic girl and the Negro that played on the Nigerian Negro. What's that Negro's name? You remember they used to have a program about the people over in, not The Wire, but it matters. It's an African guy. I think of his name. We all know his name. He's on the TV movie every day. And he's on the movie with Kate Winslet, the what's the name woman? Titanic woman. But she was young then. Now the Titanic woman is more mature. And him and them, they made a movie, Mountain Between Us, when they got stuck up in the snow. Y'all didn't see that one. I don't go to the movies that much, but I mean, this was a human experience that they had, and it came out. It was a human experience. It ain't all this Fox Man and Ant Man. There ain't none of that stuff. I hate that stuff. You know, my kids watch it. If I have to, I'll just sit there, but I don't like it. I like stuff that's possible. You know what I mean? Like, not like old movies, but it's possible for a plane to crash and a black man and a white woman to be on it, and they survive, and there's a dog in it too, and he survives. What's that Negro's name? We all know his name. He's Nigerian, and yeah, anyway. So the modern times, those old stereotypes, they're going to have to teach the white boy, the modern white boy, a new mission, because he don't fit in the world that's been created. He don't really fit. You know what I mean? The Negro can figure a play. The Negro fit better than he do. Well, I'll join the army or something, you know, right? But I'm saying, technically he don't fit. He has all the power positions. This is what the movies make it out to be. So whatever they're showing on the movie 20, 30 years after that, that will be the general close to the reality, you know, or closer to the reality. But anyway, that ameliorating and multicolored, the longer America is here, the colors will be diluted. Probably, you know. Because what's the biggest group of new children? Mixed race. And you can't help it because, ooh, look at it. Them girl Mexicans, I done seen Mexicans all day, but the Negroes say, I like Mexicans. I don't like what they're talking about, but I like them. And then they say, those Negroes, that stuff they do is ridiculous, but I kind of like it. Right? And then the white kids, the wiggers, what they call them, wiggers? White folks who want to be niggas. They'll get by, but they'll just blend in. You see what I mean? America is turning into a blend. But the picture that they're being given about what America's job is, they're setting it up to be because they're mixing everybody up to do the job. Our job is to point out the job they're supposed to do. They're